So, Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Todd Shea. I am the founder and CEO of Comprehensive Disaster Response Services. Some of you may wonder, what does that have to do with Quratulain Balouch and what happened with the bear? So I'm going to explain to you. First of all, Comprehensive Disaster Response Services has been working in Pakistan since the Zalzala of 2005. We've worked in every disaster zone, including up till now the 2025 floods. We are working in Bunair, Swat, Skurdu, Sugar Valley, Chiniot, Norawal, and we have so far, in the last couple of weeks since we've been doing this mission, helped over 25,000 people and over 1,000 animals, and that operation continues. Mostly we are giving food packs, clean drinking water, and we're doing surveys to help people rebuild their homes. Now, Quratulain Balouch has been working, and we can provide these photos to you later as well. Anybody wants copies of these, we can get them to you. Quratulain Balouch has been affectionately known as QB by Pakistan, as one of the treasured singers of Pakistan, has been working as a volunteer with CDRS, pretty much secretly almost, since 2010 when she was, I think, 21 years old, before she was a singer. In fact, I helped her start her music career by pointing her in that direction of music, telling her that her voice was phenomenal and she should try that. So this is a long association. QB has been working with us in animal welfare, in distribution of items in floods. She was with us in Balochistan, she's been with us in Charsada, she's been with us in Skurdu, and she's been with us here in Islamabad. Many different missions that she has supported on, without fanfare or going to the media and showing everything what she's doing, because she loves the people of Pakistan, she loves the children, she wants to help the animals, the poor people. So she's done many things that have gone unreported. And it would have probably continued that way, but as fate would have it, she was with me in Skurdu. We went to Sugar Valley and we did a mission there to provide food packs for the affected human beings in that very remote district with my team. So basically, QB to me is like a little sister, and I'm like an elder brother for many, many years. So when we were doing the relief work, and she was with me, she expressed an interest, since she was already up in the northern areas, that she would like to enjoy Deosai and the camping and the mountains and just enjoy that area. And so I said, sure. So she wanted to go with our driver that we hired, who made a lot of big mistakes, and we will talk about that. We will talk about the public safety issues that this highlights, because that is even more important perhaps than anything else, is people that go up there now that should know certain things so that they don't get the same thing or worse happen to them. So when I sent her and I said, okay, I'm flying back to Islamabad because I have other flood relief work to do. So if you want to take 2 days to go camping, so with the driver, okay, fine. But please take one of my team with. So Shahbaz was with us to film the relief work that we're doing, and take photographs so that we prove to our donors and our friends that what we are doing, because otherwise they don't know what we've done. My other team was busy doing relief work, so I said, Shahbaz, please go and just look after QB if she needs something. I wasn't thinking of a bear, to be honest with you. We did talk about bears. I told her there's bears in Deosai, but when we did the research and we talked to the people who know, even before we got there, and then when they got there, they asked the people there. They asked the tourist police. They asked the people working at the campsite in the restaurant that where we should camp. They walked around, and it was those people who chose where there's a tent site. And he will show you by the evidence that there are active campsites with burn pits for where people put campfires. This was not some forbidden area that we're not allowed. We were told that this is where you can camp. This is where you can go. And we went there. That's where they went. We were also told that, yeah, bear comes along every now and then. Some bears come. We feed them even, but they don't bother anybody. They never bother anybody. So this is what we were told. So I thought that having Shahbaz along with the driver, just added extra protection for her to be safe from anything, not necessarily from bear, My whole thing was just to have somebody else to look after her. So they went up to the mountains that day after I flew back to Islamabad, and they had a wonderful time, and they got up there and they set up the camp where the officials told them to camp, and they did everything that they're supposed to do. They didn't have any food in the tents. They did nothing to attract or provoke any bear. In fact, they never saw the bear. In fact, to this day, QB did not see the bear because she was sleeping in her tent. She had gone to sleep about 15 minutes before this thing happened. Luckily, by Allah, Shahbaz was in the car, the SUV, because he was still working on the computer. He hadn't gone to his tent. His tent was set up about 4 meters, 5 meters from, you'll see, from where QB's tent was. And he had not yet gone to the tent for sleep. He was in the vehicle doing some work on his computer. The driver had gone because he wanted to go have a party.
जब आप ड्राइवर के रूम में, जब मैं गाड़ी चला के वहां लाया था ड्राइवर के वहां पे, तो आप किधर थे उस टाइम? आपने देखी? हाँ,
मैं उधर ही था ना, उधर जहाँ आप आए थे उधर,
जहाँ मैं गाड़ी चला के आया था वो होटल पे।
जी।
फिर आप जब गाड़ी छोड़ के चले गए थे, जब आप गाड़ी छोड़ के चले गए थे,
ठीक हो गया।
ये समझ रहे हैं कि जो ड्राइवर ने शहबाज को बचाया।
सोशल मीडिया पे जो कुछ जो लगा रहे उससे मेरा कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है।
In fact, he wanted to take the vehicle because he liked the stereo system. They were having a party on the other side, 500,000 yards away, whatever it is, the other side of the campground, near the restaurant. And he said no. He said, we just need the vehicle just in case. Leave it here. So they left the vehicle. It was just him and QB there. Nobody came running. All of these people in the media, talking to the media, who have said that they were there and they scared the bear, and all this, it really makes me angry that I read these people saying, we chased off the bear when it was attacking QB, we fended off the bear, we saved her life, presenting themselves as hero to all of you and to the nation. It's baloney. It's absolute baloney. He was the only one there with her. She was asleep in the tent, and when that bear came, it was at night, it was dark, nobody knew. He was minding his own business, doing work on the computer. All of a sudden, QB felt something heavy come right on top of her head. So just instantly, just by reflex, she put her arms to like protect her head, and then that bear started clawing and digging. It just ripped through that tent like butter. It started clawing and digging. That's where her arms got hurt. But thanks God, she screamed, and it distracted the bear for a second. As soon as she screamed, he looked up. He saw a bear, full-grown grizzly bear, doing a predatory attack, unprovoked, slicing through the tent, and just sitting there, bigger than the tent. This was a 7 to 8 foot tall beast. Okay? He could have made a decision right then. He's in the car. He could have said, my God, how could I save her? She's right there. I can't save her. I have to save myself. I have to get this car and get out of here. Because a full-grown grizzly bear, if they want to, they can tear a car apart. They can tear through the window like it's butter. I know that for a fact. This is a miracle of Allah, that she wasn't ripped apart in seconds. But with her scream and with him banging on the roof, he started banging on the roof. That bear got distracted just for a second or two. And she ran out of that tent, which was completely flattened and crumpled. She ran out of the tent and got in the car. And they drove, and even after they drove, that bear followed them for 12 meters or more. Followed them and got very near to the car like he wanted to chase it. So he was looking for a meal. Why was he looking for a meal? I found out later upon investigation, nobody up there is enforcing safety. The guys at the restaurant are feeding the bear. The tourists are feeding the bear. We didn't feed the bear. He didn't feed the bear. Nobody's feeding the bear. Nobody had food, but people before are feeding the bear, which means the bear associating people with food. And if somebody is associating with people with food, you're a bear and you're fed, then you go to some people and they don't have a food, then that person, the people becomes, to the bear, they are food. Now the people become food. And that is for people that are professional, tourist people and tourist police and professionals running the campground, they should know better. They must know that feeding the bears should be off limits, because that makes the bears come closer and it makes them lose their fear of the human beings. So this is the part that is a public safety for each and every one of you and your families and anybody that wants to go visit there. Because of climate change, the bear's habitat and their food sources have dwindled. So now the bears are hungrier. They have to add layers of fat in the summer because they for 3 months they'll go in a cave and hibernate. They need the fat stores, so they have to eat. So if the climate change is affecting their ecosystem and the food chain, the plants and the animals they eat, because they're omnivores. They'll eat berries, they'll eat fruit, they'll eat animals, they'll eat people, they'll eat anything they can get a hold of. So that's how a bear operates. So this bear, probably very hungry, probably affected, and other bears too. So this creates a new danger. Maybe in 30 years there's not been an attack like this, but now there's been one. And this is a red flag, alarm bell for everyone to understand that these bears are now more desperate, more hungry, and they will come to campgrounds looking for food. And if people don't feed them, they will eat them. They will attack them. There was the next day, these people have told you all that they've shut down the campground after this incident. Baloney, he went up there the next day to retrieve some of his belongings that got left in the melee. That he was so worried about QB and getting her to safety, he left his own stuff. So he went back the next day to get his stuff, and he talked to some of these people.
You have a proof?
Yeah, he's got the evidence. And there was still people camping there. Not that many, because school has started, it's starting to be, the season's over, the floods are going, so there was less people. But there was a family there with a 7-year-old child the next day. So you think those people, they said they shut down the campgrounds? I've read in all the media, we've shut down the campgrounds for next 2 months because of this incident. Well, then why were people camping there? Why was there a 7-year-old child there who could have easily been a snack for the bear? A snack. I would have been dinner. QB was just an appetizer. He's just an appetizer. But they will take a child as a little taste, a little starter. This is how a bear thinks. They will easily go after the weakest thing they can see. They see that child, and if they think they have a chance, they will take that child. So this is I'm sorry to say, for the relevant officials up there who are talking to the media and telling them a lot of nonsense. They were in a restricted area. They were probably feeding the bears. They probably had food in the tent. They were not doing this. Every single thing they did right, and they took every precaution. They didn't do a single thing to provoke or attract the bear. But because of mismanagement at that camp by the officials, this is why this happened.
अब कोई भी नहीं आया। वो खबरें में आया कि जो ड्राइवर वो अंदर खाना खा रहा था। तो ये
हॉर्न दिए, इन्हें आवाज नहीं आई इधर,
कोई आवाज नहीं आई। ये मैं
को नहीं आई, सही से ग्लैम वालों को भी नहीं समझ आई।
हॉस्पिटल ने घंटा पहले देखा था बियर।
आपने देखा था?
घंटा
इधर
तो वो मुझे हमें अगर बता देते ना कि
के पास इधर,
वो तो मेरे वो अगर हमें
देखते हैं ना, इधर हजार आते हैं।
तो ड्राइवर इधर से निकला, आपके सामने निकला ना ड्राइवर। क्या हुआ? सबसे पहले तो आपने लगा, सबसे पहले
ये बोल दो,
आप गाड़ी भगा के लेकर आए थे ना।
हाँ,
वो माहौलियाती तब्दीली और उसके असरात जिससे हम सब लोग, आपको पता है देवसाई और स्कर्दू अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह हमारे एक ट्रेयर्स हैं, खजाने हैं, नेशनल ट्रेयर्स हैं जहाँ हर कोई जाना चाहता है। और जब वहाँ जाते हैं, हम फैमिलीज़ के साथ जाते हैं, बच्चे होते हैं, जैसे रॉड बता रहे हैं कि उससे अगले दिन भी जब शहबाज अपनी बिलोंगिंग्स वहाँ लेने गए, क्योंकि उस वक्त शहबाज की जो सबसे अहम तरजीह।
Now there are people who are actually asking, why didn't you take video of the bear and show the bear?
Yeah.
Well, think about it for a second. It's after dark. He's put his cameras away. He's not planning on anything except to go to sleep soon. And when that bear happened, this attack happened within 45 seconds of her screaming and her getting in the car. 45 seconds. And he's worried at that moment, how can I save QB from this beast? What can I do to save her? He's beating on the top of the car, making noise. He's honking the horn. He's turning the lights, whatever he can do to try to save her. He's not thinking, I can get a good picture for the news channels. No, there's no time. There's no thinking. He only was thinking, how do if I go outside to try to save her, that bear will kill me in an instant. At least I'm in the car. What I can do, try to distract the bear. And he did.
ये कह रहे हैं हमें तो आवाज़ ही नहीं आई, ना ग्लैम पे आई ना हमें आई आवाज़। आई मीन कि जब हम भाग के वहाँ निकले, मैं कोई अच्छा ड्राइवर नहीं हूँ। आई मीन कि मैं लाहौर का हूँ, मैंने ज़िंदगी में एसयूवी नहीं चलाई, लेकिन उससे 1 घंटा या आधा घंटा मैंने प्रैक्टिस कर ली थी। पता नहीं मुझे एक वाइब आ रही थी कि यार मैं लूँ हूँ, मतलब इसने मुझे कैंप में बिठाया। हमारे बाप दादा ने भी कैंप नहीं किया। मैं 2 मिनट बैठा तो मैंने 2 सेकंड पर डर लगे, मैं चला गया, जाके गाड़ी में बैठ गया। और गाड़ी में मैंने हल्का सा शीशा नीचे कर लिया। क्योंकि मुझे बस डर लग रहा था। मैंने कहा चल इसकी आवाज़ आएगी ना तो वो क्यूबी के ऊपर वो ऐसे खड़ा था। क्यूबी को उसने ना, मेरा नहीं ख्याल उसने ऐसे बस देखा है कि ये क्या है, क्योंकि उसने फर्स्ट टाइम अटैक किया। और जब क्यूबी ने कहा शहबाज हेल्प हेल्प, तो लिटरली मैं बाहर निकला। मैंने समझा इसको कोई और मसला है। बाहर निकला तो मेरे तो पाँव के नीचे जमीन निकल गई। मैं अभी तक सो नहीं पा रहा। मतलब लिटरली सारी बात, मेरी बेटी, मेरी जिंदगी, मेरा सारा कुछ याद आ गया। मैं लिटरली गाड़ी में आके ना दुबक गया और उस 2 सेकंड में ना मेरी जिंदगी सारी मेरे सामने आ गई। फिर मैंने क्या किया कि मैंने गाड़ी का हॉर्न बजाया। हॉर्न का मुंह उस तरफ था, हॉर्न उसको आवाज़ नहीं आ रही थी। फिर मैंने गाड़ी की हेडलाइट चलाई, उसका भी कोई असर नहीं हुआ। फिर मैं बाहर निकला, ये मेरे हाथ जख्मी है। मैंने नेशनल ज्योग्राफी पे देखा था कि बेयर्स जब आते हैं ना तो आपने हाथ नॉइज करना होता है। फिर मैंने छत के ऊपर चढ़ के ना उसको पीटना शुरू किया, तो बेर ना एकदम से मुझे देखा, वो थोड़ा साइड पे। फिर मैंने अपना एक शूज उसको मारा, फिर दूसरा शूज मारा, फिर मैंने अपना स्लीपिंग बैग उसकी तरफ फेंका। अब वो जब मूव हो गया ना, तो अब मैं इतना बहादुर से बेवकूफ, वो मुझे एक स्नैक की तरह खा जाता। मैंने फिर गाड़ी ना रिवर्स की, क्योंकि गाड़ी इस तरफ थी। तो मैंने ना मैम को कहा इसको फाड़ें, कुछ करें, निकलें। लिटरली जब मैम निकली है ना तो उनकी ब्लीडिंग हो रही थी बहुत ज्यादा। तो मैं शॉक हो गया। अब इसमें ना एस्कॉम की तारें बिछ रही हैं, एरियल शॉट है, अब वो प्रॉपर नजर नहीं आ रहा। वो मैं उधर लेके गया गाड़ी, वो गाड़ी आगे जाके फंस गई। मैंने रिवर्स की गाड़ी, मैं लेके गया, वो मैं नदी की तरफ ले गया। तो मसला ये हुआ कि बेर हमारे साथ साथ था। मे भी उसका टेस्ट लगा था पहली दफा, या वो मेरे साथ भाग रहा था। फिर मैं लिटरली जहाँ भगाते भगाते वहां गया, वहां पे मैंने हार्न दिया। वो सारे फिर जो 10-15 बंदे थे बाहर आ गए। फिर मैंने कहा मैम, अब मेरा कैमरा कुमरा ये चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट थी, मेरे पास इसमें प्रूफ थे, मैम का पासपोर्ट था। तो मैंने मैम को देखा, उनके हाथ पे लगी। मैंने मैम से पूछा कि मैं चीजें ले आऊं, मैंने कहा ले आओ। मैंने ड्राइवर को बैठाया, मैं विद इन लाइक उसी 2 मिनट उसको फर्स्ट एड टूरिज्म के पास छोड़ के वापस गया, और टूरिज्म वालों ने उसकी तस्वीरें उतार दी। अब ये हमारा बॉस है, हम मतलब मरनों की तस्वीरें तो नहीं उतारते। मैं फोटोग्राफर हूँ, 15 साल से हूँ टॉड के साथ, लेकिन हमें एथिक्स का पता है कि बेसिक स्विक सेंस है हमें कि मरते हुए लोगों की या ऐसे किसी फीमेल की तस्वीरें नहीं उतारनी। उन्होंने तस्वीरें उतार के अपनी स्टोरी अपलोड कर दी। हमें तो कोई पता ही नहीं था। मैं तो पैनिक था, मैंने जिंदगी में इतनी बड़ी चीज़ है। फिर मैं वापस गया, मैंने चीज़ें इकट्ठी की, मैं चीज़ें इकट्ठी करके वापस लाया। फिर वो ड्राइवर कह रहा है जी देवासाई बड़ा पानी से वो 1 घंटे 15 मिनट में पहुंचा। वो मतलब वो बोइंग 747 तो नहीं था, और वो इतना, और एक और लेडी इंजर्ड है, और वो स्क्रीम चीख रही है। तो दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल कि वो इस तरह झटके लगाता। हम 2 घंटे 10 मिनट में पहुंचे, जिसकी मेरे पास प्रूफ कॉल की है कि उसकी मैंने डिटेल नहीं थी।
I have one last thing to say. So it appears to many of you, I'm sure, that I am angry. Yes, I'm angry. And I'm angry, this is the reason I'm angry. We trusted the driver who, instead of keeping his people safe that we paid him to keep safe, he ran off for a party. And he didn't warn the people about my employee and QB about a bear in the area. He just said, oh, it's okay, he's gone away. And they didn't even bother to warn. I'm angry that we trusted the people who are running that campground. We asked them about where to be. We asked them where to camp. We checked everything. So we are angry that the people, the officials, and the people that are there working that we trusted to know what's going on, they misguided